What's up, Ouija? Right now, I am gonna queue some viewer games. And I'm getting my third mage leveled because I didn't play this guy last season. So by playing him, I will have 0 CR and 0 MMR. So I can actually go through shuffles without like starting the season at 2400 like I did this season on my mains stuff. What's the difference? Yo, Lane, 49 months, Owo cheer. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I see. Thank you, brother. Hope you've been well. Opinion on Midnight? I'm like super excited for it, man, honestly. I really am. Super duper duper. Except in the first solo shuffle of the season went 4-2, no big deal. Sheesh, okay. You like the DR changes? Yeah, I'm a fan. I don't mind it. Do. Playing Boomkin Fire Mage right now. Double DPS 2v2. Monka S. Monka S. Dennis Red is actually playing pretty smart. Bubbles. Trying to put some residual damage on the priests. Blinded here. Mass barrier. Keep the red here. Shit, my fear didn't bring me anywhere. Or my blink. Shits, we tried. Oh, you just want to swap already? Okay, that's fair enough. Oh, I see your name is... Sometimes if you're Horde, though, that's not enough. You have to do it through... Show the Mog? Alright. I don't remember what my close UI bind is. But yeah, It's not bad. I get a lot of compliments on it. Alright, let's try this one now. It's sick. Yeah. I do wish the... Man, I don't know my binds, but... I guess I wish the tabard didn't cut off, but I suppose it's fine. It really fits like the fire theme though, because these orbs that are around you at all times, and I don't know, half red, half purple, which is like sharing with, you know, the one we're playing with Sun Fury, so it's like sharing with Arcane, so it's like fire and Arcane, so it like fits really well with the Sun Fury theme too. Would you enjoy playing mage with just a couple of keybinds? That's kind of what's happening on Midnight. That's kind of like what happened in WoD. And I enjoyed WoD, and I enjoyed my time so far on the Midnight Alpha, so... To me, I don't really care so much about, like, the game environment being a certain way. It's just like, does the class itself have like really good synergies, and is it like really fun gameplay pattern? So the fact that we're walking into like a completely new game environment is something I'm very excited for. Like the new DR, like more DR windows, and just like the general like simplification of things. What's up, Ferrix? Yo, thanks, Steve. I care about not understanding what's going on. Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, the trees on the alpha are honestly, like, there's still a lot, you know, to go through every class. It's still a lot to go through for everything. Trinket grounds late. Interesting. My guy's playing that one vanish. I think we gotta try to kill this shaman, but I think my guy's just gonna be dead. Bit sad that didn't work. I think for Rogue-mage, we should probably run 2 Vans. Alpha Fire without Phoenix Flames or Scorch is kind of wacky. I've noticed, so I've played a lot of specs on the Alpha, and what I'm noticing is that a lot of them have this thing where it's like, you know, you're owning for like 12 to 20 seconds-ish, and then the downtime sets in. And that downtime feels longer than ever because there's pretty much no more CDR on stuff. So fire included in that feels good when you're, you know, owning, when you have bust up basically. And then outside of it, it feels like there is pretty much nothing to do or press. So in an environment where other classes are like that, I'm not sure like how bad it's going to feel, but I think it'll feel the worst out of all 3, because that downtime is the most brutal on fire, in my opinion. Plus the Sun Fury, your bust is a 1 minute 30 cooldown. So if you play Frostfire, your bust is a 1 minute cooldown, which makes it feel a little bit better. But I don't know. Fire to me definitely felt like the least fun. the game will lose some of its depths. On the other hand, I'm happy for the game that it's moving into a more of modern direction. Kind of confused. Yeah, it's definitely losing a lot of depth, but there will be depth added, like, as well. If that makes sense. Like, the depth is just gonna be in more of a, like, more in the fundamental things, I think. Like, I think right now you can kind of just play very fast, play very reckless, not really care, because you have so many things that, like, you just have so many things that you can generate momentum with in the, for the next go, pretty much at all times. I don't know why I buried. Come on. Shit. Alright, I'm good. Losing add-on definitely adds some depth. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, the depth comes from other places now. What I do like about the, what I do enjoy about that is that setting up like every class is not the super daunting thing. Like right now, I miss expansions where I used to have every class. I feel like you could have every class right now, but it's very daunting. So I like that it is easier to approach. That part is definitely cool. Do you have more Fire Blast and Combust now because they took away Phoenix Flames? In a way, you do, yeah. It's more RNG. Because every time you consume a hot streak, you basically have a chance to extend your bust by 1 second and refund a Fire Blast charge. So if you have really, really good RNG, you can combust, pyro, Fire Blast, pyro, Fire Blast, pyro, Fire Blast, pyro, and then you'll still have like the base duration of combustion, and you can keep Fire Blasting after that if you've gotten resets every time. So it's just all on your Apex talents for fire. With really good RNG, you can definitely just spam Fire Blast and Pyro over and over and over. But like I said, it's RNG. Infinite Fire Blasts. Yeah, didn't you have those like wrists or something that would this was the Azerite power? I know there's like a pair of wrists that you could like reset your Fire Blast charges. Don't forget that one. Or don't remember that one. I'm level 75 already on this guy. Yeah, that's the thing I remember, the Mechagon wrists. That's how you would get a lot more Fire Blast charges. Just imagine if you're a PvPer who didn't have one of those, you know? You had to go farm that dungeon, that Mythic Plus, to get a drop at the end, or potentially get it like from your vault and stuff. Dude, gearing a BFA was wild. Yeah. It reminds me of like some of the other expansions. Like some of the old classic ones where, like Kata, for example, Kata PvE gear was just insane. Same with TBC. I wonder if that was like an intentional design choice by them. Because they had like Mop, Wad, Legion, which was all PvP gear. And then they just randomly decided to like go back to the old one, where it was like PvE gear was just better. It's so funny watching Gash go in a cheap shot every time into an orc and gap his stun because he's an orc. Respects for trying to kill him early though. Like there's a guaranteed way to win this. I guess Arsham is not really like a really super aggressive healer, but if this was like a Void Weaver disc priest or like something that did a lot of damage, you pretty much just have to sit in stealth until 80% dampening and then kill him through every cooldown. You see, at least there the gap comes between the second and the third DR. Should do the brunt of your dam. What's in the slow cooker? Just a bunch of chicken, like at 3 pounds. I'm just preparing the chicken today. Yes, sir. I'm still sad about Frost Mage on Midnight. It's gonna suck, plus the damage is based on the target's freezing debuff. You won't even be able to swap effectively. Well, that depends on the build you play, to be honest. Not every build, the damage is going to be based off of the freezing debuff. Those are just like the shatter-based builds. For example, here while we're waiting. So like you have Slinger and you have Frostfire. So like Slinger, you're more playing around the playstyle that you thought. So like you still have Glacial and you still have Ray and you still have Comet. But it's more based around keeping up this buff here in the middle. And you can see the freezings when you play Slinger. Look, I have 13 here, 10 here, 8 here, and 11 here. So you just have so many targets that you can bounce between and consume freezing on. So there's lots of Splinter generation that's happening there, which resets your orb, which gives you perma uptime on 15% increased ice lance damage. And you pretty much always have a target to lance. So that's like the Slinger build. And then you have the more burst-oriented build, which is like... you know, the Comet Storm Meteor. So every ray is just a huge burst window right there, and then you follow it up with an instant glacial spike afterwards for more burst. And then, yeah, this point on the Frostfire build, you're this part where you like consume your freezing is not as important. It's just like your consistent damage. and you're pretty much just waiting for like a ray glacial comet again. So I mean, there's different playstyles, but do you run Force Set currently on Frost? What does it even do again? Force Set on Frost right now. Oh, Glacial calls a Pyro. Yeah, it's probably worth it, just to get like an extra 500 to like set. I don't know how much the Pyro does, but it's just good to get like an extra amount on that Glacial. I hope they change more stuff from the alpha till release. Yeah, so basically, I'm not like a developer or anything, but I'm pretty sure what alpha is nothing has been tuned. They're just like, look at our tree and like the abilities and like see if they're like synergistic together. Like, do they feel good to like press or like look at the buttons that we've created so far. So it's still extremely early. Numbers are, we're not in the stats we're gonna be in. The talents are gonna be a lot different. There's lots that aren't implemented. Things are gonna change. This is just the literal groundwork. And for a groundwork, I am not too unhappy. As a foundation for them to build on, I think Midnight seems pretty solid so far. They haven't even got the DPS meter to work. Yeah, that's probably like more beta stuff than alpha. I agree the add-on change is happening very fast. And what they're giving us is not like as fast. Like we're kind of like, we don't know what they're really doing, right? We have an idea, but tracking kicks. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see how they approach stuff like that. Oh wow, that guy's dying through. I should have got Reese. Primus too. Damn, I should get this still. Yeah. Just need to focus on surviving here. Oh, okay, we're gonna go for the kill. Nice bomb, really nice. Insane, insane. You could track any of your class buffs in their system. Yeah, I was testing around with those. The little like built-in tell me wins, they're not bad. They're not updated yet, so you can't get like the full experience because you're playing with like spells that, or like the spells that are available to track on the alpha are all old talents that you don't have anymore. You have a couple that work in Midnight, but the again in alpha their goal is to just kind of show off like the foundation, but get some feedback on some things. Tracking interrupts will be, I don't know if they'll allow it or not. They haven't said anything. Like I said, we don't really know too much. That's the scary part. We just don't really know too much about it. We know details and we know built-in tell me wins and better Estarina, like default Estarina. Nice. Surprised he died there. Orc. And he wasn't in my line for the first... Like, I had to shimmer on top before I could start damaging. So I started damaging like a second into the stun. Surprised he died. Warrior. Gonna make sure my food is doing alright. What does my opener look like versus orcs? You just need to gouge first. So you can do like sap, gouge, kidney, like sap, and then gouge the kill target into kidney. But you don't need to do that every game, only into orcs. So like here, you should just go in cheaps because he can just circ or do that. Yeah. So he shut our opener down pretty hard, unfortunately. Can do an ice wall. Just try to generate. Okay, we got a sack. So this is when it gets really difficult to play Rogue-mage, is when teams trade like this, which is why it's not good, because this is how every high team trades. But also into Warrior, we need a pre-Dragon's Breath, so you can't just Blade Storm. You're dead the second you open here. Yeah. No, it should be GG, because they over-traded. Yeah. So that was like I'm not sure who the warrior is, but that was like the #1 like healer paladin for twos. Like Dino. It'd be very difficult to beat. Dino as Rogue-mage. What are you cooking? I got some chicken in the slow cooker right now. Gonna be using that for my meal prep. I was gonna record a YouTube video while it was cooking, but I don't know. Tomorrow is Sunday, which is the day I don't stream, so I figured I could just stream a little bit tonight. And then I could do the video tomorrow. Is Asa real good right now? Yeah, I think so. It does hit this point where like you run out of stealth, but that kind of just happens. I don't know. I feel like Asa, it is like good, but it's like kind of hard to. I don't know if this is happening to anyone else though, but like I just want Midnight to be here. I'm like so fed up with Dragonflight, aka the War Within. Like the War Within is just the same thing as Dragonflight basically. And like I'm just so ready for like a big massive overhaul. Not that I don't enjoy the game right now, it's just it's very stale. Good job here, good job. This guy's pre-cutting quite far. This is actually insane what this red is up to right now. He kind of like came back into us though. Can maybe get more here. Oh wait, the healer might just be dead actually. Come on, no. DB sheep. Yeah, can't go healer there. Just doesn't make much sense. Okay. Hopefully we can live and stop him D maybe. I'm just gonna sit and meld. Fears me. Blinds. Nice, really good blinds. Okay, if we're ready to go, we can send because we have to, in a way. Okay, we got Trinket there. Oh man, I just actually died to a hammer that was in here. Could use Ice Cold instead of block. For what? Like what is this? What is the value in that? Because I don't see it. Just defensive? Yeah, I guess. Being able to move, cast, and still do damage instead of just blocking. Yeah, but you're not like in an environment where like APM is like as rewarded, right? So like using your logic, technically right now would be a great time for Ice Cold because we have so many globals we want to press. In Midnight, at least so far, there's quite a bit of downtime that you don't mind sacrificing like globals to clear your debuffs and be immune, which gives you time to your next like burst. Plus it acts as like an additional trinket, so losing the ability to like offensively block is like quite hurting yourself offensively. I like that you're cooking though. I'm just not sure Ice Cold is the cook. They didn't change it at all, right? It still has the same cooldown as block. The large cooldown reduction is why I tried it. Yeah. Yeah, there's you can get 1.5 minutes off your block. All right, let's do this game here and then switch up the comp. That sounds good. It being off GCD is a large factor. Yeah. Not wrong. Okay, let me get there for the DB. So no Bladestorm. Just do a DB and then get knock as well, so that they are not stacked. Got regen here, so we want to switch and hit the shaman here since we didn't use stun DR on him. Reflects my poly. So since the warrior used Enrage Regen at 100% HP, we kind of knew he wasn't gonna die, which is why I wanted to swap there. It's okay though. Cog here. Get the re. And then I can set up another DB here. DB sheep. It broke to rupture. Damn. I'll just gatekeep this guy. Try to kill. Still have block 2, but I kind of don't need it right now. Nice. Stuck right here. Damn, I had to block. Damn, couldn't. I got rooted right here, and then when I tried to shimmer, if you're too close to the wall, no matter where you face, the shimmer like won't work. It's kind of a weird bug. Kind of sucks because we actually won right there. It was really well played, I think. What about the glad push? Like my gladiator push? It's not a priority to me. I'll end up getting it by the end. Alright. If you guys want to play, looking for some games. Yo, what's up, Mish? The loss of offensive trinket capability. Yeah. Yeah, that is one factor. I wish I could have said that. Oh, about like getting glad in the end. What I what I meant was like I'm already in range and I have some wins. And you know, throughout the rest of the season, which is going to be a couple months or something, I'll play with Finruki a couple times. I'll play with like maybe someone will ask me to play, and we'll kind of just get the wins like gradually from there. All the sub rogues want to play. How's Frost compared to Fire? It's pretty bad on live servers, if that's what you meant. The big glacials aren't worth it. It's just they're not that big. Like, they're okay. But like, when you look at the peaks, they look decent. But when you look at the average glacial, it's much worse. Frost also has this like, fire can go more, right? So like, if fire can go more and it does more damage overall, it's better. Whereas Frost, like, the go feels solid for sure, but then you're waiting a long time for your next one. Like, your veins is a really long cooldown. And it just feels really hard to generate momentum outside of it. Wow, this was really challenging. Nice. See if I can bait a fade there. Yeah, got a fade and a death. Kicks me there. Trinket. Okay, nice blinds. Got a trinket. Meld this. Kick this. I think I gapped this. No, I didn't. Okay. Swear I did that. Fire's better. Regular Frostfire Bolt build seems to do better in shuffles. Yeah, getting glacials off into the meta classes is another reason why I don't really like Frost. Because there's like hunters and Arshamans, very popular class. Same with like DH. And even Rets. I mean, Rets, like, in theory, aren't a bad target to Glacial because they don't have so many things like Grounding, Shear, Feign Death, like Meld, things like that. Where these classes have very, like, rotational ways to put, like, a 0.1 stop on you. But Rets also just play with, like, most of the OP classes, and you'll find them in every shuffle. And then, like, when you think you're gonna win the game and that magic bomb comes out, it's like, just fuck, dude. I don't know. Do you get bored when it's too easy to win? Depends. I don't think it's ever been too easy for me to win ever. I've always had to like try. Even when I was getting like rank 1s and stuff, it was like the hardest. It's never been easy. It's like always you have to try very hard. But yeah, if I do viewer games and we're in placements and we just keep getting placement games and we keep getting people who die with like out pressing anything ever, then it can be very boring because it's like, well, we're not even playing the game. You're just dead. Like, I didn't even get a chance to do anything cool that would make me even feel good. Interesting. Ooh. Not stunning the hunter. Nice. Damn, we won like right here. We just literally couldn't stun them. I literally have a hunter and ret in every lobby. Yeah, most of the time it's actually 2 or like a DK in the mix. It's either like ret hunter DK or like double hunter ret or like ret DK demon hunter or like survival marksman or like BM. It's just like, dude, I don't know. It's just we don't know what that looks like yet, Merlu. What does being trained hard look like? If all these classes have these really bad downtimes, are you gonna need that much defensives on their down? Like, how much sustained defense are we gonna need in this new environment? Is it gonna be like healers are really broken, so the CC like DR windows are the only time you can kill, so you have to set up good goes? Is it gonna be very tempo-based gameplay? Is damage can be very spiky? It's just there's a lot of things that we don't know yet, right? About like the environment. Mage looks for one, the new expansion as a whole looks like a really good foundation to build on, so I'm excited for that. But Mage looks, kind of slow. okay. I'm gonna turn this on and see what that looks like. Does it feel like it's backwards? But maybe I'm just wrong. Right now I'm building up Spellfire Spheres. My guy got flared out. Little DB. I have a ring too, so I can get his pet. Yeah, nice. Busting. Sheeping. Oh, he already Rosts. Fine. This guy's not on stun DR, so we can hit him a lot. But he went into Angel, so it's not. Scatter on me. With a freedom as well. Slow the hunter. Alter blink. A little shifty. Displace. Got PI. Very nice to get that PI there. Nice. Okay, nice. Little knock. Roots. Swap. Kicked him. However, I am kind of dying, so not really much I can do. Nice. Ross again. Bust for Fire Blast charged. A little sketchy. I think we're doing good though. Barrier up for these couple of offensive globals that he has. Hyper here fills his gap pretty nicely. Nice. Trying to cook, want to influence mage as much as possible for it. Nice, dude. That's a W, dude. Yeah, I feel the same way about fire. I feel the same way about midnight right now. Oh shit, let me make sure I didn't get flagged for being AFK. Level 79, cool. Hate that I can't pick Ice Walls, Arcane, OP Barrier, Chrono, and Flux. I agree. It's very annoying indeed. The big crits are whenever you get Heat Shimmer procs, Biggie. So, damage from Ignite has a 5% chance to make your next Scorch deal damage as though your target was below 30% health. Then you have Scald. Scorch deals 300% increased damage to targets below 30% health. So you'll eventually get this proc, and then your next Scorch will deal 300% more damage. And then if you play Ignition Burst, whenever you get that proc, it's instant. Okay. What are the odds we can kill through that? Not entirely sure. Nice evasion there, but this lasso is a bit tough. I did give him a mass shield for it, which is quite nice. There's an Earthen Wall totem here as well. Knocked him out. Hopefully he can die here. Doesn't look like it though. Shit. Was that fun? It was actually, yeah. I really enjoyed playing all the different classes on the alpha. I found it pretty fun, personally. Every class feels like it has a very similar amount of like rotational spells, give or take 1 or 2. There are some that have more. Do you feel like some specs got more pruned than others? But in the name of like identity, that's fine, right? It's fine in the name of identity. It just depends on like, okay, let's just use an example, I guess. Like, I don't think warriors have like decreased mobility, right? I don't think they have less mobility than they have now. Maybe they do. I'm not really sure. I think they lost a couple things. But let's just assume that they didn't, right? The way that I would see that is like, okay, warriors have a high uptime, so there is going to be a reasoning for that, right? They're not going to be able to do as much burst, but they can stick on a target and make sure that like Mortal Strike stays on the target, for example. It's just the environment of the game is changing completely. So it's really hard when you use like current. Oh, this guy just trinketed. It's very hard when you use like current like logic to judge like the alpha. That's all I'm trying to say. Oh wait, couldn't kick the lore. Did my rogue is just dead, dude? Yeah, I agree. I think Frost would benefit a lot from having ice flows. The problem with current Frost on Alpha is that like they said we would have ice flows, but then they didn't give us ice flows. Yeah, we'll do 1 or 2 more with this guy, and then we'll change up the comps again. Because I think flows would help a lot with that, Merlu. But there are still nothing is gonna ever be like guaranteed with it, I don't think. For example, like you have a spell like Collapsing Star on Devourer. Collapsing Star is uninterruptible, but there's a trade-off. So many people see the uninterruptible and they are like, well, dude, what? Oh, nice, I'm max level. But like it consumes the star. And if you get like knocked on it or gouged on it, no, I guess those spells don't exist. If you get cheap shotted on it or, yeah, DB'd, you just lose all your work. You built up 30 souls. You're casting your uninterruptible spell, and then you get DB'd on it, and it puts it on cooldown. Yeah, you lose all your 30 souls that you built up. So there's like advantages and disadvantages both ways. Okay, we got double trinket disperse. I think he's gonna try to win the game now, this priest, so I'm gonna try to stop him to the best of my ability. He lassoed my trinket on accident, which is just really annoying. Bomb doesn't really do much, but... Shit, there's no way I just altered back into a fear. Nice. Yeah, Frostfire Empowerment does work on Glacial. It's very nice. Do you think they'll stick with the standard PvP main classes like Rogue-mage and Priest? That sounds a little biased. Rogue Druid. Not sure how long we have to win this game, but normal blink might come in handy, I think. It's just it does slow down what is possible for me to do. So if my rogue is in trouble and I'm normal blink, I'm gonna be significantly less helpful. Do rogues still have bleed? Is the cool cloak? No, they haven't. Or they don't, I mean. They do not. He just AR'd, which kind of tells me he wants to go really fast. Yeah. He pre-barks is the problem. You got both barks there, it's whatever. Slow in between sheeps, so if he dispels it, he's not out of combat and can get a free re. I revealed I'm normal blink and I kick and I bust. If he stuns his trinket, we win. Okay, nice. I fucking attacked him, dude. Nice, perfect. Okay. Mass shield you here and sheep the rogue on the spree. Keep the druid there. More sheep here. I don't know if that hits. Yeah, it didn't. And then he glitched backwards, dude. Like, what? It's fine, I got the sheep. One more. Nice. Alright, GG's, GG's. Alright, thank you so much for the games. Good sir. Alright, I'm gonna go use the restroom. If you guys want to play, sign up. Good CSC. Will Omni CD no longer show teammate defensive cooldowns? Yes, correct. It's probably Jamelik. He's been in here for a little. Does the arena frame show DRs, not nameplates? Not yet. If you're talking about in Midnight, they haven't messed with the add-on stuff really too much. Alpha is more just like trying to get all the abilities and stuff just like working as intended, and it's hard for healers to keep track of their teammates' defensives. Yeah, well, so right now it's not hard because if you have an add-on and you use the add-on and you like actively in the game use it to look at cooldowns, then it's not very hard. But it creates like perfect gameplay, and it also creates a barrier of entry. So they're trying to remove like mainly the barrier the barrier to entry. So like if a new player or someone who doesn't like retail, because of how much you have to like track and stuff, that's really the direction we're going in. It's like you don't have to be tracking 15 billion different things to play the game. You just go in, you play the game based off of like these buffs and just this guy wanted to fear me. So far, nothing in this game would have changed without add-ons. It's still just like just a good game so far. I mean, no one's really doing anything. We have a fear. I'm waiting for us to press. There it is. Busting. Got double trinket. Dome. I swap priests. Kick priests. Mass shield since Rogue is dancing. Really hate this grip actually because I had the priest dead there, but there we go. Missed his fear. Got a slow on him. He'll have to fade that probably if he wants. This Rogue's uptime is pretty abysmal. Step kidney, but I'm able to just blink out. Since he stepped me, I had to cancel my cast to get cogged. Since my priest is running in for a fear, I'm going to alter this damage and just pump. He can't afford a purge global right now, I don't think. The enemy priest, I mean. Nice fear. Get the kick there. Try to face away from that gouge as well. He has cloak, so I'd rather not bust here. I have the eye. I'm gonna bust now and just try to nice get cloak, and now we put all of our leftover damage on the priest. And he's just dead. So there used to be this there in a long time ago there used to be a skill in WoW. Now keep in mind I never had this like mastered when I was playing in WoD, for example. But I at least was good enough at the game at that time to recognize that it was a skill. And it was like, instead of visually seeing when people have cooldowns back, you have like an internal like clock on it. And you're playing very much off of intuition, which is kind of what you're doing in most games, right? You're playing off your intuition rather than like it's like a little bit of both, right? There's like 50% intuition, 50% information. It feels like right now it's like those aren't necessarily balanced. You're playing like primarily off of information, which does change what you do based off your intuition, but like I said, I just think the scales are they're not exactly equal. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but... Wall wings. It's an easy sheep. And he decided to trinket it as well. Okay, we're gonna need like a Mind Blast or Void Window or something. I don't even know if my guy's playing that. Let's assume. I think we're doing alright here. Another wings. Getting roasted. Picked him. Nice and D there. Oh, nice. Trying to sheep. I'm about to just hit the priests, but we have sheep interfere, which I think is unwise. So just go him, but let's just do it anyways. Busting here. The Ret in Narnia. Magic Bop. Just gonna quick trinket this. These guys cannot handle the pressure that we have on them. Why they haven't added the AWC UI into the game? It's much better than what we have right now. I'm not sure. How do you make the health bar above your teammates smaller? I'm using better Blizz plates. What makes WoW PvP different for me is that there's little to no mechanical skill involved, such as like aim and FPS. There's your movement. Your movement and your, like, the mechanical skill is like your muscle memory and your movement. And it also depends on the class you play too, with like your mechanics in terms of how you use your mobility and like how fast you are. So I think it's definitely like, there is definitely a lot of mechanical skill in WoW, but it's not like in other games you can't, you could get away with like having really good mechanics and no game sense. Does that make sense? In this game, it's not the case. Like, you can't really just mechanically outplay your way out of every situation. Like, you cannot, like, if you didn't know anything about Counter-Strike, about how to set up like a good strategic like go or an attack or defense, but you just had insane aim, and no matter what, if you were facing someone and someone was facing you and you always click their head faster, like, you would still win. Your mechanics can like get you out of jail. That's not a thing in WoW, but there is definitely mechanical skill in WoW. But yeah, it is primarily knowledge. That's true. Okay, hyperproc off the rip is, can't complain about it too much. It's not a bad route. I'm honestly just gonna go for the kill on it. I interrupted it there. Okay, he got another one out. I'm just gonna run and just do the same thing. He's gonna port on us here. Able to sheep him. I did use my counter spell there. So he's gonna health funnel now, maybe. He's actually just gonna let his pet die. Interesting. Okay. Nice, good job. Couldn't get me though. Dude, what? How does my counterspell not go off there? I'm actually pretty annoyed about it. I'll kill it a third time, I don't care. This no pet thing is pretty nice. Okay. I have wall up. Into a barrier. To be this ring sheep. No. Can get a fear on that maybe? Sheeping this. Busting here. Dude, what? Why is Fire Mage PvP rating becoming tier 1? Is it the class damage adjusts higher? Well, so the Phoenix for Fire Mage is unnerfed, right? So when they nerfed the Phoenix for Arcane, Fire Mage suddenly the stocks went way up. And I think the patch before they nerfed Arcane Fire got a little bit of a buff. So kind of just ended up being that way. I think this is a very nice meta to not have to like cast spells in as well. With like just what other classes are good in the meta. And really the rate at which you can produce the burst is higher than the other specs, I think. Because your bust feels like it's a really short CD. See what my priest is playing. Oh, he's not even playing Void Weaver. That makes more sense. I never mind AFKing at the start because I can generate Spellfire Spheres, and I'm okay with that. Yo, Tapestry, thank you for the Prime, man. I appreciate that. Druid's DC'd, so I guess we'll give him a second to maybe come back or something. Here, let's actually whisper the guy. Pro charged, Blood Scalp. Yo, where your healer at? Is Prime going to be gone? Is he coming back? Or should I just... Okay. He's coming back, apparently. I don't think Prime is going away. Is it? Is Twitch Prime leaving? Just gonna lean against the wall. Just take a little breather, you know. Oh, is he back? Oh, he disappeared. This game crashed. Yo, we're on that hype train. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Unfortunate for them. Yeah, every class has a class like that where it feels kind of annoying to fight them. So for mage, it's definitely Hunter. For Rets, other Rets. Actually true. Just a better Ret. Warlock also. I think mages that struggle into Warlocks are definitely justified in how they feel. That it's a counter. But it's more like... It's more of a counter as like when a Ret meets a Ret, right? It's just like two really good classes coming head to head. And it really does come down to like who actually does play better. But that's not always the case. That's just the case right now. Like For example, there used to be RMP was like really good, and then like RLP was really good. So like Rogue-mage priest, very good comp. Rogue-lock priest, very good comp. And it did feel like you had the disadvantage when you fought it because they had counterspell tied to their pet rather than the lock. So it felt like, you know, it felt like they did have a one-up and an advantage on you in some ways. And also sometimes based off of tuning, maybe lock's damage is more instant. So like tuning plays a role into it for sure. Right now, tuning is very much in our favor, though, which is very nice. This guy should just last with me, probably, but he's just not going for it. Just waiting out all this CC on my healer, basically. They just did their whole trap window here, which is good. Just gonna rip combustion here and get Ross, and then swap the shaman. I'm in a binding, so I need to just try to eat an interrupt here until the binding is gone. Still have the debuff though. But... okay, there's true shot. I'm just gonna line. Now that he's used his true shot, I do feel a lot safer. It's able to DB that rapid fire and kick that as well. And then we should be able to fear off that as well. Yeah, nice. Gotta get that sheep before the silence hits. Got it. Random trap. Trinkets it. This hunter is playing oddly slow. Need to rebuff here and shimmer through that. And pop combustion now for big bursts. Ooh, it's getting low. Turtle. Got a sheep. Trinkets hit. And Link. And Tremor. Didn't trap my healer though. Hexed him, but he lined it. I'm sitting out of combat right now just to generate some spheres since there's nothing going on. I'll go for one more. It puts me in combat here. Nice, really nice. Got silenced on it though, and I barriered, so it ate it. Trying to get some cog here. Blink through that aim shot. Double DB. Only shear available right now, and I have a meld if I need it. Which I don't really want to meld any of this. Okay, I can try to get a poly here. Got one. We're gonna go ahead and alter that big aim shot and meld this one. Then I can blink through the next one. Nice. This is maybe a worth trinket for me. Bust, kill. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely not arguing that, Asa. Thank you for the hype train, guys. Thank you. What do you think about Blizzard removing add-ons? I'm excited. I'm excited for the new landscape, for the new environment, for a fresh start, a new foundation. You know, as someone whose financial wellness is attached to how good Blizzard is doing. I'm happy with the potential change in trajectory because I don't think WoW was necessarily going in an upward trajectory. So hopefully this kind of whole revamp is a very good foundation to build on so that we can start, you know, hopefully going up. I know you're genuine. Well, yeah, I'm definitely not like afraid to give my opinion. I think it's a good thing, you know, in simplicity. Okay, he did purge me somehow. But yeah, that's funny. I guess it did sound a little. Blink through the seer, still got my wall off. Got second pain suppression. Kicked him on holy, kind of by accident. I don't need to poly the ret, actually. Mind blasts. Meld. Nice grip. Nice, nice. I need to calm my meteorites down before I DB. Yeah, this DB for me was a little mid. Okay, I'm just gonna rip combustion, honestly. Blink for the seer. I didn't have it. Fuck, I should have altered it. I'm bad. Not gonna lie, these like sub 2k games, they just can't heal through the damage I'm doing. I don't know why. Like, what changes in 200 more MMR that people just heal less? Like, if every game felt like this, I would just be #1 on the ladder, but it's clear that they're doing something very fundamentally wrong. In some way, they are your employer. Yeah. DS? Divine Steed? Is that what that stands for? Sometimes I wonder how I would feel about the game if I never played it. Which version of play, class, race, UI, add-ons? Yeah, so now it'll just be like, what class do you want to play? And then that's it, right? I mean, class, race, your keybinds, and then you can set up the cooldown manager if you want. Takes like almost a quarter of the time to set up a class too, which is super nice. Dude is doing good. Divine Shield? Oh. Yeah, I guess he didn't bubble, did he? I don't even remember. I'm not really interested in kicking that. Blur. It's a very, very preemptive blur, guys. Very much so. If I trinket this, I get full incapped. Be a little patient here. One spell still to get the PI. Fuck, my kick did not work the way I wanted it to. Is that second PS or? Okay, slow the priest here. Nice death. Nice fade. Nice, you got it first. Love that. Really difficult for him to reverse with that ring. I messed up my ice wall. It's okay. Can use it for defense now a little. Slow does dispel. Nice. Will of the Forsakens. No death, no fade. Busting. He has a lot of CC for me, though, this Demon Hunter. Is he dead? He didn't press any of it. I mean, mechanics is just like how you use your hardware to control your, like, it's just like how well you're using your mouse and your keyboard to, like, do what it is that you have in mind. And the speed at which you are able to do it. Yeah, mastery is not good. A lot of people do have that like line of thinking though, which isn't a bad line of thinking to have because it's very like curiosity based, which is always good. But haste does not only affect casting, it affects global cooldown as well. So every time you press a global or a spell, everything goes on cooldown for a second. Haste decreases that. So your character has less downtime in between your buttons. Whereas the ignite dot has been nerfed pretty badly over the course of some time. So here's Incarn. We're just gonna try to peel it best way I know how. Okay, I think that's the brunt of the dots and stuff. Nice, got a PS there. Fears me. Okay. We got a bark skin. Very nice. DB ring. Oh, dude, how do I miss that? Fuck. Okay. I'll send a wall. Nice pain suppression. Busting here. It's able to avoid the clone. Second PS there. Very nice. Don't want to get baited too far off the pillar. Okay, solid go for us there. Nice lines. Drop this here. Oh, what the? Just trying to get away from him so I don't get stunned. I don't mind letting the Mind Blast go off here, because this is, I can just easily range it. Yeah, that's a bit tough though. Okay. Penance is a decent kick. Nice pain suppression again. Yeah, this clone I couldn't really stop because I didn't get a shifting. The reclone is fine. The spells into a ring. Nice, I'm just gonna let that sit. And then honestly, I was gonna go priest here, but I kind of failed. There we go, busting. Displacing. Surprised I got procced there. We got a skin though. Nice, he's just dying. Let's go. Time warp. Big sheep here. Nice. Should just win here. I think he has a bash to interrupt my casts. which I'm not too crazy about. There we go. Nice finish. Thanks, man. I'm only mad about your game res even after getting on my PC. Wait, what does that mean? Yo, Jamalik, thank you for the games, man. I appreciate it. If you guys are looking to play some arenas, just join my group here in the LFG. I am LF Games. You got used to it? Did I set up your UI? Is that what you mean? When you get a new PC, you said you was going to change the resolution, but you didn't. Oh. No, I did. I'm playing on a much lesser version now. Sorry, I didn't know what you were talking about at first. Before I was playing on 1680 by 1080. Then I went to native, and then I dropped it by 100. Back to wide aspect ratio. But just like a very small fraction of what I had before. You said you're looking to Frost and Arcane builds? Yeah, I've been meaning to do that. Quality looks way better. Yeah, exactly. It's like just enough to keep me like it's like just enough for me to notice it, but like hardly anyone else can. How do you gear if you wanted to come back to retail? What is going on with my interface here? You pretty much just need to get you can just get full conquest gear. That's a really good place to start. Like that should be your goal, just to get full conquest. 1 second. Yes. Yeah. Well, honor gear, you don't really need it in my opinion. It is nice to have though. If you just use the auction house gear and spam twos and just try to cap your conquest, it's very good. Thorns, Ironbark. And you want to look into getting your tier set. So what I always do is I go and I look up a really high rated player on Drustvar or like the WoW ladders or whatever, and just try to find out like what your best gear is and just do your best to copy it. A lot of times it's gonna be crafted pieces, conquest gear, and crafted pieces, conquest gear, and the what is it? Like gems and precog and stuff that you need. You need to figure that kind of stuff out. Nice. Keep a dot on the druid there. Okay, this guy is very far, so I'm gonna use a shimmer. Nice. It's done for 5. Nice, he dispelled it late. Iron perk. Okay, that was a bad trinket, but I'm just gonna rip bust here. Not blurring. That's a very late blur. Okay, full sheep. No outs. Oh, he had an out. Am I fried? I thought for sure that said he had no trinket. Bloody token. Yes, bloody token is a good way that you can cheat some conquest gear. Some like pretty close to being conquest item level gear, I should say. Made you lose a lot of verse. I was kind of sold. I kind of just recently graduated from thinking about like that as well. But I thought Forset was kind of bad on fire until I realized that the hypothermia duration gets increased and the haste is, you can kind of feel it. And what you don't really feel is the loss in verse as much as I was expecting as well. Because you kind of play very heavy verse. You see I'm running like verse gems, cursed verse, like I technically should have some things like not crafted as well. But you can see I go from, you get about 10% haste. And the reason this is important is because the hyper window at the end where you get that haste can actually be very pivotal. And when you look at it in terms of just value, like what are you getting in terms of just value? You're getting more pyros over the course of your hyper because it lasts longer and your haste is quicker. So what does getting more pyros from hypothermia do? Honestly, this is the part where like my initial disconnection was with it, where I was like, this doesn't seem that good because the pyros you're using from hypothermia aren't even counting towards your spellfire spheres, because in order to generate a spellfire sphere, you need to consume a hot streak. But I realized the proc rate on Pyromaniac is actually not as bad when you're spamming the amount of pyros that you're spamming in hyper. And these Pyromaniac procs count as hot streaks. So the more pyros you're sending on your hypothermia, you're having more and more chances to generate spheres, which plays really nicely into your next combustion. Because otherwise you really wouldn't be able to get close to 5. Be very difficult. Blink, alter back. Just gonna try to line this damage as best I can. It's able to lasso me. Nice guardian. Okay, see if we can force out like a lich or something maybe. Nice. Do I trinket? Nice, he dispelled. Very, very nice dispel there. Okay, I got some cog. Little DB, little ring. He triggers the ring. And he got feared and he liches. We're getting a fair amount of cooldowns here. Can't complain. Does have double grip. Need to be a little careful. Can almost get to my barrier. And then I think we could do a defensive ice wall here too. Cheap him. Kill this. Blink CS. Resheep. Maybe we don't need to. Maybe we don't need to. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Okay, we need to get shifting off. Kicks me late. Little double DB. Sheeping. Busting. Gotta slow up on him. I'm gonna do an offensive shimmer or alter back here. Trick it, knock. And let's see. Fear DR off here in a sec. Got Cog. Nice. DB ring. Go for a resheep. Tide. Angel and Guardian. How okay am I? Lasso. Now I'm not looking too hot, I don't think. Kill the ground kick. Hyper. 2 grips available. Will he just let me sheep? He will. We're gonna alter here, blink slow. Get a re. Ice wall here. Slow this guy, alter back. Busts? I don't know. If he can get me, that'd be insane. I have a display speaking? No, I don't. I need to be that heal. Of course I couldn't get it. Okay, here's his pop here, which I think I can avoid pretty well. Actually, I walked out of line and got lassoed. I just can't knock him right now. Luckily, the altar came up just in time. I have a burden that I would like to consume so I can get my... Nice, they're stacking here, which means the meteorites hit both. Wasn't able to get the fear because he got knocked, which happens. DB. We'll sheep here. The game got really dark. Need to rebuff. I bust in a sec, but there's a tide down. Mass barrier. Nice. Man, this is just not looking great for me. This cog is very helpful though. Damn, we lost most of our momentum, unfortunately. Looks pretty impossible to get it back as well. Rebuffing. What the fuck? Yeah, I just like can't really get anything going. Damn, that's... I wasn't able to kill that in time. Okay. Busting this on the shaman. I think that's gonna maybe be the key. Yep. Nice. Well, we were able to somehow get there in the end. Calvary, thank you for the sub. Thank you, brother. 27 months, tier 1. I appreciate you. 27 in a row, too, by the way. Fucking geeky Chad. Nice game. Thanks, dude. Really enjoying the streams. Mostly creeping. Just want to say that it's great content, comprehensive, much appreciated. Chill vibe, love from Sweden. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thanks. It's kind of what I'm going for here, so take that. Nice game, thanks. Yeah, it was a little sketchy, but we got there in the end. We got there in the end. DK Arsham is a difficult comp for us. I think Void Weaver Disc with fire is pretty nice, yeah. Liquid, like, as in like the WoW team Liquid, or Liquid as in the organization. Pretty sure nothing happened to Liquid, but they dropped their WoW team. They just didn't see it as profitable anymore. And at the end of the day, they're a business. Can wall this late. I'm gonna cast an ice wall here. Get kicked for sheep. And so let's combust in a second with altar. There's Ross. I was able to meld my silence, so I have some pretty insane pressure. See if I can get a cog here for a shifting. DB that. Not playing Shepherd, so I'd rather ring. So if the hunter wants to try to stop it, he can't. Or if he blinks into it, I mean. Stunned here. Don't think I need to trinket that one. Hyper. Aim shot. Get kicked, sheep. You sheep. Nice. Hunter trinketed. Should be able to get the sheep unless he uses a scatter global. But he did it too late because he wanted his rapid. Alter the big hit, thankfully. There's a... He got really lucky there with his procs. He shouldn't have had that many instants, but... This route, that's not good. Able to sheep the rapid. Okay, nice. Got trinket there. Busting here. If he wants to use the dispel global, that's fine with me. Scattered again here. Since that's Ross, I'm gonna attack this guy now. But I do kind of need to like... Oh, this wall is so pissed. Okay. I was able to not avoid that actually. Walling. I think I need to block this global. Maybe, yeah, he had a locked in loaded. He put it on the priest though, so I think I'm safe now. I was able to get out of line. I have a wall, but I would really like to not press it. Nice, we got Angel here. Guardian. Trap on your feet, but you have fade for it, so should be okay. Damn. Okay. Need to cancel Angel macro and stop that. Kicks the wrong target. Nice stun. Get a half fear off. Or not. They're both kind of rotting. I'm in another bind. Need to wall here and just tank it. Oh, it didn't hit me. It's good, even better. Then we can drop an altar here as well. Faked him. Sheep him. Make him cancel his own feign. Kick here. Busting. See if he Rosses. He did. I hit this guy now. No scatter for me. DB this one. Altar here. Nice. Pre-altered. Have to use a purge global. Meld this one. Both interrupts. Nice stun. This is sketch. It's okay. Okay, we've recovered. I'm almost to my bust. Deep breath here. So this guy basically have no trinkets or anything. Trying to pull us out a little. Kill zone buff for a little bit longer. I'm gonna alter it in case he got one on me. Double DB. Does he trinket CS Arcane? No. Okay, busting. Ross is himself. I'll trinket this bind. Mass shield. Kill this guy now. Kick dream. No, I couldn't. Line that aim. Kill. Come on, man. It has to be now. Space back on top. Nice. Well played. Good job. Never in doubt? No, of course not. Yeah, I have a lot of content I want to make first about midnight. The fire guide is not on like my next 2 weeks schedule, but it will exist probably shortly after that. All right, Calvary. Sounds good, man. Thank you for the sub and take care. I have about 30 more minutes before I have to kind of get back to meal prepping a little. See what's Hansel up to. I know Hansel's been playing a lot. He says burning out. I don't know if that means... What does do it? It's got a very interesting setup here. Fire Mage, Holy Paladin. Ooh. Could be something. I consider reopening my Fire Mage to play. It's definitely hard, but... Yeah, you can, it's not a complete lost cause. It's just very difficult. Okay. I don't know how many more I'll do, actually. Um, let's just start the game. You just used a barrier, which is interesting. DB'd here. Poly. One away. Okay, nice little setup there. Alter, yeah. Just gonna sit on this interrupt, honestly. Oh wait, there was 1 second of sack remaining. I'm a little fried. I still have my interrupt as well, so I can definitely get pretty active here. We have a fear. Nice. Got a sheep. Didn't even need to use a shimmer for it either, which is super solid. Busting here. This fake cast is unfortunate. Okay, I should probably just wall. Damn, he got dispelled and then was able to kick. Okay, I don't have the most pressure here, but I have some. Nice. If you can get there for the fear, it's really insane. I'll just alter. Can get a sheep here in a sec. Might set up on Pally. I don't know. This has a lot. Gonna rip. Just dead. Okay. Do a couple more. No, I'm gonna do YouTube stuff. I have a lot of videos I need to push out. And by push out, I mean create. Like I have some clips for them, but I need to actually like watch them and talk about them. Food stuff's gonna take a while too, because I was just waiting for the chicken to get done slow cooking. I still have to do rice and broccoli, but that shouldn't be too bad. I think I can actually get a pretty decent knock on this guy. And then bust him, maybe? Sheep. Get a re. Can't actually. I think the ring is fine. Shit. I'm able to avoid the... Just gonna actually stop his casts here, slow his momentum even further. Try to make sure he can't play it too much. I almost have my ring back, actually. Nice, was able to get one. Miss my interrupt, though. It's not missing my interrupt so much. He's playing Howl, no coil. Okay, was able to live pretty decently there. Knock that crackle. And try to get a sheep. Busting, no reflex, wall. Revival. Fear, axe toss. Shadow Fury. Fear. You will cocoon me, or you will cocoon him, and you will like it. Should have lined these hands. Handing that guy now. Probably a valid ring. Yep, here comes the tyrant. Probably snipe a sheep here. Nice. Fall down the meteorites. Trying to get rees, but this line of sight is cucking me. Playing honest port too. Very nice. Go for half. Yeah. Just gonna use a ring because see if I can separate them. Nice. Just gonna hit the monk on that. Not bad. Okay, there we go. Some pretty decent pressure. My knock is not doing too much at this point, so don't know how I want to use my knock here. There is block CS. Knock this. Damn. The healer was able to top him. That sucks. Shadow Fury. Getting raise. Called on meteorites. Knock him here. Damn, he keeps getting caught on the lips. An altar, because you're in CC. Can't stop that Fury either. I shouldn't have went back in his line. It's my fault. DB. Sheep, I had to wait a sec though. There we go. Okay. Damn. Cocoons. Cauterize. Was able to get out of line for the Shadow Fury, which is super good. Here comes the Howl attempts. Kick him. Busting. Oh, this is huge. It's dead, I think. Yep, nice. Yeah, it's going to take a long time to kill the demo teams. I stood as toe-to-toe as I could. So, it's about the earliest I could have ended it. Maybe I could have ended it a little earlier, though. Let's make this one the last game. What's the best DPS for 5-mage and 3s? Probably just a rogue. I think it works really well with a lot of classes right now. And to be honest, I don't play as many 3s as I should, I guess. It's like hard to answer because I'm not just queuing 3s every day. So I'm not seeing what the meta teams and stuff are playing, but I've had really good success with Demo. I've had really good success with Devastation. I've had very good success with Rogue. Even Windwalker Mage felt quite nice. Warrior Mage can feel okay. It was during... I played Fortnite competitively there for a while. I wouldn't use the term professionally because I didn't get on any big organization, but it definitely was really fun, and I made more from it than I had ever thought was possible. And it kind of like got me into wanting to be a gamer as like my career. It was during like the end of Legion, start of BFA, like kind of that era. So degenerate now though. Like looking back at it. My whole life was revolved around like making sure I had as much time as possible to play. So I'm not gonna fish for combat here. I will try to like get him out of stealth just to like speed up the game, but true shot aura from the top ropes. I don't know how he's casting an aim shot on me, but I went back. Busting this. I don't know if he can Ross him through that. He can int me through it though. Would like to get Ross right here. But I'm not going to be able to, fortunately. This was a very nothing opener. Pretty much nobody like did anything. I'll try to speed up the game. Slow him. Very slow. Gotta get this druid out. Oh, he went for me rather than my priest. Okay. It's wall and overgrowth. Just gonna line here on the trap. Binds, but I'm out of line. Just alter here. Busting. No Ross. Oh my god. Ross late. Double shimmer just to get a couple extra pyros in there. Questionable, but rather just not let him do that. Double tap, I mean. Nice, got a good line of sight there. Turtle there. A little overgrowth skis. Not doing too shabby. Just trying to spend procs. Alright, I have everything I need. And we're back to doing nothing. Are they not in my line? How can I not hit him? The fuck? Okay, I'm just gonna rip combustion. It's nice out in the open here. Try to kill. Okay, he's not dead, which I don't like. Push sheep on his trinket. Oh, true shot. Try to range that. Still hit me. True shot should be over now. Still have my interrupts. Silences me. Get a 2-for-1 meld. Damn. That DB I thought would hit the druid there. I think this calls for a displace. Oh my. Druid's almost Let's kill zone. I'm gonna trinket wall before that goes off. Dude, fuck. Okay, shoot this. Bussing this. Ross, okay, good. Dude, why does it keep hardcasting a pyro? Okay. A bind. I can just proc that right now, thankfully. Missed kill zone. That's huge. True shot aura, huh? Shit, he's gonna get some mana here, but I don't think it's really a mana game anyways. He has a dot, by the way. Just didn't, like, work. Didn't keep him. Rapid. Nice. Able to line that. You get one of these off. Just proc that. Okay. Shoot this guy. If Druid opens up his... He just Rost. Meld this. Busting. All I have on the Druid, but... God. ANS him, but this guy's just getting fucking... Bang bust. Playing Convoke. He's just dead. They played that with a really strange pacing. Normally hunters, they just run at you, dude. But you were in and out so well. Yeah, I mean, they were kind of forcing me to. I try to stand toe-to-toe as much as possible, but... Because you definitely can with, like, blinks through or displaces and alters and, like, using them to, like, just kind of disable aim shot from existing unless he has an instant. But just never really got the opportunity. He has one kill zone, and he's playing I'm pretty sure he only has one because it's tied to volley, but then he also has like that lunar thing on the ground because he's playing Sentinel, which I'm not really sure why he's doing that. I think Black Arrow is just broken. I don't know if that lunar thing allows you to shoot through it though. Rep Mistweaver used to be really scary. I mean, there's a Rep Pally on the team, but hopefully with the Mistweaver we'll be fine, hopefully. I have 2 spheres. It's good enough for me. See how they want to open. First Global Lust. First Global Revival. Very aggressive, I think this opener is. But looks like we're doing alright, so. Blink through Searing Glare. Lay on hands. Meld the Crackle. Knock the next one, maybe. Just kind of waiting to see what they do. I'll trigger this one and sheep. Get a shift off here. Nice. I have a ring to stand in now. Can get a re safely. Yeah, you got a Hodge. Oh, you got Cocoon. So here comes the Crackle. I'm ready to knock it. Knocking. Altered most of this damage as well. I'm at 100%. Should be anyways. I just let you use your cooldowns to avoid rep. And we're going to line the rest of these wings. Because I don't really want to use my mass barrier or my wall. Kick him there. Busting. Hopefully out of range of Searing Glare. Okay. Just gonna top target a little. Wings here, so I'll do 1 barrier. Double DP. And honestly, I'll sheep the ret. Nice. Switching it. There we go. You're lining it, so I don't need to kick it. Getting a re after shimmer for it. Displace, I guess. No wings right now. Searing Glare, I don't care too much. Is able to kick, alter. And we'll go for a shift as well on this para. Nope. He's in angel form. I'll use a barrier to get, you know, kind of just give myself some DR. Did not mean to sheep that guy, but it turned out to be not so bad. Busting this. Bubble. Can you get it off? Can. Another wings. This is a wall, so I can stay in. Look at this. Okay, we'll give up the kill. Fuck, that knock didn't hit the ret. I was able to fake him though. And sheep the GG. And then I ended up using my mass barrier there, but it's fine. This is going to start getting really challenging to heal. So let's let this sit and let's cancel this altar and just recover. Until we have combustion. That's very close to not being DR. Okay, I've got control again. Let's resheep. And let's try to get 3 spheres. Let's send a block. Okay, we have a wing condition here. Okay, Oh, sheep. Bust. Nice. Clean. Well played. 0 average wait time. It's been 15 minutes already. I've had queues pop without an average wait time before as well. All right. I got a date with the kitchen. Here, go finish my food here. All right. I'll see you guys on Monday. I'll try to get some midnight content out for you guys. Yeah, sorry, Mitch. Later, Alec. Peace out, guys. Later. Peace, peace.